Broad Belt Speaks.
The first topic that we wanted to discuss was when a woman, so you have a relationship between a man and a woman, and they both agree to not have any kids right now. And they both want to have sex with no protection. But she ends up pregnant. And now she wants to change the agreement. And now she's like, oh, I want it, but he still doesn't want it. Mm-hmm. So my question is, why would a woman still decide to have a child with a man who doesn't want the child? Why not do whatever, abort the child or do whatever, and then find a man who wants a child with you? Because now you bring in that child into a union that's more agreeable and has the ability to where you both will probably be under the same roof instead of one parent being here, another parent being there.
Building resentment.
Exactly. Yeah. So why go into it with that type of negative energy? And you see women do it. So it's so nice to have two women on the show to discuss it.
A lot to say, but I'm gonna let our guests start first.
Oh, okay.
I'll let Jazz go. She's a woman.
Oh, sure. I mean, me personally, I don't have any children yet, but I could imagine that it's hard once you already have a baby growing inside of you, and then you might get attached to it at that point. It's like, now I could, it may be an easier thought before you're pregnant or before you ever, consider the thought of even having an abortion or something like that. And just being transparent, I've had an abortion before, and it always haunts me. So it's like, that's the thing where it's like, it's always on my mind. I always think about who could that child have been? Like, who could that have been in my life? So it's like, I don't even care that the father, I wasn't going to be with him or something like that. It's just that could have been my child. And what if I never have a child again? Like, so, and that's a thing where it could be like, you know what? I don't even care that you don't want the child. I want to still have the child because it's a part of me now. This is a seed growing in me. And like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I understand that. The thing I think about is the fact that the child is, so all of us, we're made up of 46 chromosomes. So you get 23 from each parent. So now you have this child by this man who doesn't want the child, but that child is going to resemble him in looks and characteristic traits, even if he never is around the child. And to me, I find it hard to understand how that can be decided to go forward if the man is not on board with it.
And oh, sorry. Go ahead. No. Is it still let me go? We can go around.
I guess the overall question is, my opinion is, everybody got a right to feel how they feel and change their mind based on how they feel in that moment.
Yeah.
But with that said, I do understand that the task that is laid out before you. You know what I'm saying? Like us as adults, or not even, I wouldn't even say blame it as like a maturity thing. I think just being human and knowing how experiences happen. You've lived enough experiences to understand that this is not going to be a pleasant experience for the child. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like in whatever way, how it happens, like you could have the child, it's not going to be a pleasant experience. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes as parents, we're selfish in the way that we look at how it comes to dealing with bringing up little people. That's how I look at my daughter. Like I tell her, I was like, yo, you're just a younger person. I'm not going to treat you like a child. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to treat you like how my parents treated me. Like I belong to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like no,
all the time.
You don't belong to me. I was entrusted with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's my job to make sure that you become who you're supposed to be. And as long as you're healthy and happy, I don't care what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, my job is to make sure you're healthy and happy. If whatever you're doing derails one of those things, then I'll intervene. But as far as I'm looking at, and as long as you're healthy and happy, I can be nothing more than pleased. That's how I look at it. Like, I have a daughter, right? So, and me and her had this conversation. So it's like, to me, I definitely understand both sides. I get someone feeling that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a child. Like, oh, now, like how Jazz says, like, now I'm having a baby, and it's kind of, wow, I changed the way I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, about having a child.
And really not even, it's more to it than
Yeah,
that too.
it
You
is.
can be, as a woman, because I've had an abortion too, while I'm at the place getting ready to go in,
Yeah.
I'm afraid. Y'all don't understand what goes on in a woman when you know that you're getting ready to put your body on a table, to have these instruments in you, to abort a human life out of you. So you start thinking about all of these things that you have to go through.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's the agreement for me to put myself in a certain situation. It outweighs that agreement that I had with you. Now, if you're a loyal type of person, and sometimes you could be loyal to a fault, you still will put yourself in that situation, as I did, because we had already had that agreement. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go through and have this child. But the resentment was there, you know, and then after I felt like I was super loyal to this individual to not have this child, afterwards I had PTSD. But were they loyal to the point where, hey, how are you doing? Do you think you need therapy?
They didn't care about you after.
You think you need this, or you think you, because they're not in that mindset, because it ain't happening to them, and they ain't took the time to research what a woman goes through when they're going through that traumatic experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I right now, I would tell a woman, you know, if they was thinking about continuing to be loyal to that agreement, I would like, hey, fuck that agreement, ma'am. You need to think about you. And then, and if you do decide to have the child, you need to allow that man, if he do want to walk away, then hey, you
Allow him to walk away.
Exactly. The same way how
That's the key
a
part.
person. Yeah, it's like I was going to say that too. Like how there could be agreement for a man and woman to be together, have a union. If they divorce or they, you know what I mean? It's always understood. Oh, the woman's going to fight for the child. Like it's kind of like almost like she's not going to let her child go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's a maternal thing when it comes to women, like an instinct, right? Because you see it in every part of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Across the board, like the mother's going to go hard for the cub in any way. So, but knowing that how man perverts all things that is under God's son. You know what I'm saying? Like we pervert everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's like some things are incentivized is a way to, like, I think in relationships where the man has custody, the woman should have to pay child support just like how a man would have to do it the same way.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say